Are you thinking about making a move into Folsom, California? On this video, we're going to break down the 5 best areas to live in the Folsom area. So if you're thinking about and wanting to know all the details about the best neighborhoods here in Folsom, California, we're going to get into it on this video right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Sacramento's Real Estate Channel, where we talk everything there is to know about the brand new builds and of course, what there is to do here in Sacramento. If you've been thinking about making a move to the area, subscribe to the channel. And just so you know, we go live every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. We'll see you there. All right, guys, welcome on in. This is gonna be a little bit of a different live stream. I don't have the blazer on today, so bear with me. But today we're going to give you guys a breakdown of, in my opinion, the 5 best neighborhoods living here in Folsom. Recently, we've had quite a few inquiries about moving into the Folsom area. And typically, a lot of people, when they're searching Folsom, let's say they're moving from out of state or from the Bay Area into Sacramento, Folsom is really a hot topic, a hot city, and typically new construction comes up. So a lot of people are wanting to buy and sell really all that new construction going on. Whereas we've covered a ton of that new construction going on in Folsom Ranch, Russell Ranch. Today, I wanted to break down the 5 best areas, the 5 best neighborhoods. If you're thinking about living in Folsom in a more, let's say, established area, something that's got, full-grown trees, maybe a little bit wider streets, bigger homes, things of that sort. So I'm going to do that today again, and these are just my top 5 choices. I know there's bound to be someone that's going to argue with me about this. So please do so. Make sure you drop it in the comments down below. And as we're watching this, if you guys are enjoying it, give it a thumbs up, and let's go. Battle Adventures is on. So let's go. I'm pretty excited about this one. Now, first kind of community that I really want to break down, and again, there's 5, and we're going to break down also some trends, some statistics for Folsom. So if you are a buyer, if you're selling in Folsom, these are just some stats to kind of let you know where pricing's at, how long it takes roughly to sell a home, and kind of where we're at with inventory and availability of homes. So if you guys have questions as well as we go along in this, hop on in. So the first one, the first neighborhood, the first area I really want to talk about is the Parkway. Okay, so the Parkway is a beautiful location. As you can see, there is just south of Folsom Lake. Here, I'm working with this, hoping I can make this happen with these interactive maps here. So that's kind of proximity of where it is in Folsom. The Parkway, this is a beautiful area. There's a ton of open nature space. There's said to be over like 200 acres of nature space there. So when you drive around here, it's really green, really established, a lot of trees and greenery, and just beautiful. And then you can also see kind of looking towards, I would say, would that be eastern Folsom, kind of into the Dorado Hills. You can see kind of the foothills and stuff like that. So really gorgeous area. Now, there is a few different neighborhoods in here, but really I want to break down some different things. So currently, there's about 1,900 homes or so is what I'm seeing. There's also a few different parks and such in here, but there's also about 15 miles of different trails and that sort. And it's connected to that 200 nature open space, 200 acres of that nature open space. So this really makes for a beautiful area. The reason I'm pulling it up like this, and actually really like this location because of its proximity to Folsom Lake. That's a big thing here if you're living in Sacramento or thinking about living in Sacramento, is it gets really hot during the summers. We had 3-digit summers for a while now. So being close and having access to the lake is awesome. So if you're thinking about paddleboarding, swimming, fishing, pulling your wakeboard boat, it's a beautiful area. And why I like this location, because there's a few entrances to Folsom Lake, but most people don't realize that up here, Folsom Lake Marina off Browns Ravine, that's a nice little location to enter in over there, especially when it gets busy on the Granite Bay side, which is on the west side of the lake, which is where most people enter in. So a little cheat sheet for you. But just to give you an idea of inventory here, so you got one house listed for roughly, $699 with 2,200 square feet, and you got another one listed for $860,000 with about 2,100 square feet. So that just gives you an idea on that. Now, the Parkway, great area. Again, you got a variety of prices. There's some homes that are a little bit even tighter in here that maybe don't have like that full-size backyard, and then there's also more bigger homes, a little bit more yard space, I guess you could say. With this, there is an HOA at the Parkway, so just keep that in mind as well. I know some people are very not into the HOA thing, and some people love having an HOA. So again, that's your choice right there. Now, number 2, I do want to bring up another community. Even though this community is so good, there's not much even selling in there right now, but this is one that I would keep an eye on if I was thinking about moving into the area, and that would be Lexington Hills. Lexington Hills is a great location. I love driving through here. It has a specific charm and feel to it that I think most neighborhoods don't have. One really cool thing about this area is that you have more yard space. So on average, you can see homes here. What I've seen, homes anywhere from about 0.16 lot size, so 0.16 of an acre up towards a quarter acre, sometimes more. So you just have a little bit more space. Now, it is a little bit older and established. A lot of the homes I've seen here are going to be in the late 80s, early 90s builds is what I'm seeing. So a lot of the homes here have already gone through renovation and updates. But as you can see here, there's no homes on the market for this area as of right now. Now, I do anticipate more homes coming on. Don't get me wrong. Folsom right now, I would say overall is kind of a little bit tight on inventory. Not as many homes as we'd like, but I still think this is a great location if you want to be in a really a neighborhood with some character. I think Lexington Hills is a good one. With that though, you should keep in mind there are some split level styles, so you might see various levels inside the home. So if you like just a 1 or 2 story home and you don't really like the tri-level thing or different levels going on in the home, Folsom, certain areas are kind of known for that, so just keep that in mind. So if that's not your thing, just expect that with some of these older homes. Now, I want to jump into one other neighborhood here. Let me see, switch it on over. The third neighborhood that I'd recommend to you, so we got the Parkway, we got Lexington Hills. Number 3 is going to be Empire Ranch. So I really like Empire Ranch. I actually have a few friends living in Empire Ranch right now. A lot more availability here in Empire Ranch. Now, again, just so you guys know, we're using this kind of interactive map through Zillow. The borders aren't always 100% accurate with the neighborhood, so just keep that in mind. But at least I'm using this to kind of give you an idea of where these neighborhoods are at. I love Empire Ranch because when you drive through here, it's just beautiful. Kind of when I was mentioning the Parkway, that sort of feel, green, luscious. Parks are all green, well-kept, well-maintained. It's just a nice drive through there. There's a Golf Links Drive, I believe, right through there. It's a nice road right through. And then also you have Sophia Parkway, nice drive as well. So what you see here is on the kind of eastern side of this map is the line kind of goes a little bit more straight there on that road. That basically is kind of bordering, getting very close to the border of El Dorado Hills on its right-hand side. Another cool thing about Empire Ranch is there are various neighborhoods. We're looking at about 3,000 homes overall. And you can either get a tract home with about 1,500 square feet, kind of like your standard, stucco home, or you could even get a custom home with a view in this general area. So it definitely has a mix of both, but it's definitely one that would be on my radar. I mean, you could see here easily there's homes for 1.7, 2.26 million. There's even some lots for about $400,000. And then also you can get a home for, 800, 900,000. All around the board. So definitely different options around here. I would highly recommend that if you're thinking about moving into the Folsom area, all these areas, I would drive. I mean, a couple hours, a nice coffee, windows down, you'll enjoy it. And I think it'll be benefit to you. Now, one thing that is kind of Empire Ranch makes it a little bit different is that it does have a golf course here. You'll see their Empire Ranch Golf Club. So that's really cool to have a golf course. It's very nice. I've walked that course a little bit. So beautiful area, very beautiful area. If you're thinking about Folsom and you want to be kind of bordering El Dorado Hills or whatnot, this is an exquisite area. Again, Folsom's really known for a ton of its trails. So at any given point, there's trails all over Folsom. That's a beautiful thing. I've gone jogging there a ton of times in the evenings, especially during sunset. It is gorgeous. The other nice thing about this one is it's also not too awfully far to get to, Folsom Lake, which is kind of a big one. And it's pretty broad in its reach, I would say, Empire Ranch as a whole. So again, I don't think this map does it justice. I'm giving you the general idea of where it lands. So that would be coming in at number 3 is Empire Ranch. Now, one other community that I think doesn't get as much attention, especially with all the new builds going around there, not too far from there. And that would be number 4. My pick would be Broadstone. I think Broadstone is a great location, just to give you an idea here. So as you can see here, it's a little bit more south. And it is tucked right next to Highway 50 there. So Highway 50 comes pretty close right there. And that's really, in my opinion, for me, that would be the attraction, is that the freeway is close. There are some parts of Folsom, and if you live in Folsom, if you've been in Folsom, you know this. If you get on the inner parts of Folsom, it can take a little while to get to the highway or really anywhere else. And you're kind of in this zone, unless you're taking back roads to, Rockland and whatnot, Granite Bay, and that could still be a drive as well. So having quick access to the highway, especially if you're a commuter or you work another part of town, this could be super beneficial for you. One nice thing about Broadstone is it's a very notable area, and I would say it's kind of in the heart of everything, because right here, you can see here on the south side, you have the Palladio, huge shopping center. I've talked about it tons of times on our other videos, but also the Broadstone Plaza, tons of different plazas and shopping centers in here. So again, if you're going to be looking for a home, different price points, you can see here, there's one listed for $925, then $775, and then $699. So we got a variety of pricing here, and there's also some tighter homes in there as well. They're going to offer lower price points, just currently not on the market right now. So that's what I'd like, is my bonuses about Broadstone. Very quick and easy today, not too much in depth. And also, if you guys are watching this video, if you're liking Folsom, I'm going to be doing an in-depth video on all these communities. So today is just kind of like an overview. Hey, these are the areas that I'd look out for based on our clients reaching out to us recently and thinking about buying more resale market homes versus new builds, which we sell a lot of new construction in Folsom Ranch. So I just want to kind of give an overview on some of these areas, and really keep in mind, these are all areas, again, that I would personally live in and would be happy to live there. So I wouldn't just give you some, hey, check this and this out. These are literally areas that I would be happy to live in. I know a lot of people living in these areas, and they could speak for it as well. So if you're digging Folsom, if you live in Folsom, give me a thumbs up down below, and let me know what you think about these so far. Now, another cool thing here is you're next to Vista Del Lago High School, so you got proximity there. And the other thing here is you're super close to Costco. Again, main shopping right off East Bidwell, which I would say is kind of one of the main exits for Folsom right now, going on with all the shopping. So really cool area right here. And then also you could take Iron Point Road there. As you can see, there's kind of on the south side. You could take that straight shot to Intel and some of the other big tech companies moving into the area, and even the outlets, which is a huge shopping area as well, if you're looking for like clothing and things of that sort. So if you guys are enjoying this so far, let me know down below. Now, another great community, and this one I'm probably going to go a little bit deeper into. Number 5, my number 5 pick is going to be American River Canyon. This is an area that really doesn't get as much notice, I would say, just because it's a little bit more older and established. But I tell you what, when I was a kid and we would go into Folsom, hanging out at like Lake Natoma and some of the other trails and go kayaking and paddleboarding and stuff, this was a sweet neighborhood to drive past. And you were kind of thinking like, who lives up there? Who lives up on the hill right there? It's just such a gorgeous area. And so I'm going to bring it up right here. This is the American River Canyon. Now, there are 2 different kind of sections to this. So, I mean, again, I'm working with this interactive map, so I apologize, guys. But again, we're going to go more into detail on these on a future video. But American River Canyon is a sweet location, and you could tell right away. And the reason is it's next to Lake Natoma. Now, if you're not really sure what Lake Natoma is, I'll give you an idea here. It's basically the flow out of the dam out of Folsom Lake. So originally, Folsom Lake was 2 rivers connecting. They made it basically what's now Folsom Lake by damming it. Now, the dam flows, and it still has what's considered the American River flowing out of it, and that's where kind of like the prison is and everything. So it's kind of interesting that the prison has the most premium real estate in Sacramento, but it is what it is. So that flows in, and that kind of builds up over here, and we call that basically Lake Natoma area. Now, what's really cool about this location, and again, this is not all of American River Canyon. I'm just kind of showing you what the map's giving me here. But the cool part about this is that location to the water. So you can get on that water. Again, you could go paddle boarding, kayaking, fishing, whatever you want to do, just hang out. It's a beautiful location. And in the summers, the sunsets are gorgeous. I mean, we would literally kayak there till probably 8 p.m. sometimes or later. So really cool spot. And again, you got the American River Bike Trail not far from here. The one thing is you'll see there, it's Black Miners Bar. They recently changed that name for for various reasons. We're not going to get into that, but Black Miners Bar is a really cool place. A lot of people go hang out and kind of launch and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Also, big shout out to, I got Ben Johnson here waving. So thanks for having, I'm glad to have you on. So very cool. Now, location wise, the other cool part about American River Canyon, before I get into kind of the housing and everything, is that if you look over here to the east, as soon as you cross that little river sector, there's a bridge. This is historic Folsom over here. Big shout out to Karen's Bakery and Cafe. They were actually featured in our video we did a historic district of Folsom. There's actually going to be that video down below. So if you guys wanted to see kind of what a day in historic Folsom and the district looks like, it's totally different. I'm telling you, if you're not from the area or you haven't been able to hang out there, it's a really great place to go with your family and just hang out on a Saturday, farmers market, all that. You also got Johnny Cash Trail over here. So again, the parkway is there. It's gorgeous, don't get me wrong. So being in this location is honestly amazing. So you can have homes here easily pushing the $1 million mark or more. The one cool thing about American River Canyon for me is that a lot of the homes are older, more established, very nice, quiet streets. It's still well taken care of. But this is an area that if I was someone who's a little bit more looking, not cookie cutter, not really track home style, but something that I can customize, make my own, renovate it, do a new kitchen, have a little bit more yard space, and maybe get a home with a little bit of a view or kind of a nature space. This would be the area for you because this offers that. And this really is a location that, since the homes are older, you can get something that's more of like a light fixer or even a fixer at times. And I've seen people get some great deals in here, undercutting price, getting a value, and then renovating the home themselves. So if you're into something like that and just want to get into a great location, this would be one that I would highly recommend. Very beautiful area. So these are just kind of my top fives that I would say for living in Folsom. These are my top 5 neighborhoods. And again, just a real quick breakdown. I'm going to do the Parkway, number 1, number 2, Lexington Hills, number 3, Empire Ranch, number 4, Broadstone, and number 5, American River Canyon. So these are kind of my areas that I would choose to live in. And again, someone's going to dispute this, so please drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Now, one last thing before we kind of finish off the show is I did want to talk about pricing. So if you're thinking about Folsom, of course, you want to know what the pricing is. Now, the new construction and the resale market are kind of two different animals. If you're into that, I've broken it down on a lot of our other videos when it comes to the newer parts of Folsom, like Folsom Ranch, Russell Ranch, and stuff around there. So check those out. But when it comes to the resale market, let's say the homes that are on the regular market for Folsom, I do want to bring up some trends here. And let me see if I could get this here really quickly. And these are basically some of the recent trends literally pulled off the MLS this morning. Now, since we're literally on the last day of January, the stats haven't completely come out for January, so the numbers could fluctuate a little bit about what I'm going to tell you, but at least they'll give you an idea. Now, so when it comes to inventory, so this is showing the amount of homes on the market. As you can see here, that green line at the very end to the right is basically saying the amount of homes for sale. This number is looking kind of small for me, but it's about 81 homes for sale in December. So not a ton of homes to choose from. If we're talking about resale market, only 81 homes on the market. Now with that, currently in January, again, this month hasn't closed, so this number is subject to change, but there's currently in January about only 69 homes that came for sale on the market in January. So that's very interesting. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. There's not a ton of inventory, but I'm expecting that spring will bring on more homes to the market. Now let's get into pricing, because this is really what everyone's interested in. And the median sold price as of last month definitely hovered a little bit lower in December. I think we have at $688 there. But one cool thing here is that the median sold price as of this month is $768,000. So again, this number could change a little bit in the next few days once we finish out the month. But the current median sold price in Folsom for resale market is $768,000. So that's kind of a big jump. Now with the average active price is right around 918,000 for Folsom, and also the average sold price is about 835,000 currently for the area. So that gives you kind of like a ballpark. I usually like to pay attention to the median sold price, so 768K. That kind of gives you your middle range between the high end and the lower end in Folsom. Now, when it comes to pricing and you want to just get into the area, I would say that there's definitely options. Let's say your budget's roughly in the 500s. There are still homes for sale in Folsom in the 500s right now. Mid 500s to high 500s, you can definitely still get a home. I was actually looking at one with a client earlier today. I think it was listed 575 with roughly 1,800, 1,900 square feet. So just kind of give you an idea. As you get into older parts of Folsom, definitely can get to that lower $500,000 mark. And I'm sure there's some even under that here and there. Also, condos, townhomes, we do have those in Folsom. So if you didn't need to get into that price point, you can. With new construction, also right now, there's a few new communities. Check out one of our previous videos about a week or two ago. I did Folsom deals. There's going to be a new community coming out in the low 500s and another one in the low 600s. So that's kind of starting pricing, and you can easily get into the $1 million, $2 million mark here in Folsom. Now, let's break it down. Let me see if I could get this working again. Live stream's always fun, guys, huh? So right here, just to guys give you, again, that's the pricing currently, and I don't have it right here, but I wanted to pull up the average days on the market. It's about 40 days to get a home sold in this market right now for Folsom. So if you're seeing a home sit for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I wouldn't worry about that too much because, again, average days on the market is about 40 days to get a home into contract, just to give you an idea of timing. So it's not the same quick pace that we've had over the last few years, but what I am seeing is this month, in particular, we've had a huge increase in the amount of buyers getting pre-approved and coming back into the market. Buyers have seen that, okay, the market has already changed. We've already adjusted. And now kind of with the new year flowing into spring, I would say that the action has definitely picked up in Folsom and even other areas. Today, I was looking at a property in Citrus Heights, and we're already expecting a multiple offer situation on that home. So just keep that in mind that the market's picking up. There's various outlets and news out there that things are changing. And while they are, it really ends up being particular to the property. So if a property is priced right and in a great location, it's always going to sell. So just keep that in mind. And I hope that really helps you guys out on your search. I do have my good friend, Mark McDonough, jumping on the channel. Big shout out to him. He also has a great channel if you guys are looking into Sacramento real estate. Is there a sixth best neighborhood? If I said there was a sixth best neighborhood, I am really into the new construction. So I'd probably say Folsom Ranch. Folsom Ranch is a huge up and coming brand new community. I know you guys have probably heard about it a lot if you're watching my channel. But I think Folsom Ranch is like the next big thing when it comes to a big new community. Expected to be 11,000 or more homes. New hospital coming in. Tons of trails expected to come in right off Highway 50. Even though the homes are a lot tighter there and it's new construction, you're also going to have to deal with higher taxes. That's one thing about these resale homes. They don't have nearly as high Melrose and taxes as Folsom Ranch because all that new construction is coming in. It needs to get paid for. So, but other than that, I would say if you're thinking about raising a family, want to be in the best schools, that part of Folsom is definitely going to have it for you. So hope that helps you guys out. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you'd like to stay up to date on all those future neighborhood videos that we're going to do, we're going to go more in depth on those. Probably not a live stream. We're going to do kind of full production, drone footage, showing you the neighborhoods. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. And then in the next few weeks, you'll get notified every time we come out with new content on the channel. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you have questions, always feel free to drop it in the comments below. My name is Sam with Golovey Real Estate. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.